Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you and welcome back. Today's video is sponsored by Crowd Cow, a marketplace of high quality meats that allows you to make a meaningful connection between farmer and customer. The way it works is you go online and you build yourself a box. You can choose between poultry, beef, pork, lots and lots of seafood options. There are no growth hormones used and no unnecessary antibiotics, and there are options for pasture-raised, grass-fed, and wild-caught. The meats are frozen at peak of freshness and vacuum sealed, and they arrive right at your doorstep, packed in dry ice, and each box is recyclable and compostable, and every order is 100% carbon neutral. So I really appreciate that Crowd Cow lets me know where my food comes from, and I really appreciate the different varied options I can choose from. So many different kinds of cuts that I can choose from allows me to be inspired by different recipes, and everything has tasted absolutely delicious. So if you'd like to try Crowd Cow for yourself, click the link down below to receive $15 off your first order. And if you become a member, you get 5% off your total order. And if you click my link down below, your membership is free. Big thanks to Crowd Cow for sponsoring this video and for their continued support. So today I'm going to be making a homemade version of an item that was recently launched at Downtown Disney. It is the deep fried pickled corn dog. I mean, it doesn't sound that unusual. Pickled corn dog, relish corn dog, that's not much of a stretch. But get this, it is served with a side of peanut butter. I've tried lots of peanut butter taste tests in the past. I'll put links down below. Lots of historical combinations, including peanut butter with onion, peanut butter with pickle, and I've concluded that they actually taste pretty decent. But I've never had it with a corn dog before, and I've never had a corn dog like this before, because this corn dog actually is kind of similar to a turducken. You've got a hollowed out whole pickle that has the hot dog inside. It is then battered and then rolled into panko breadcrumbs and then deep fried. So then when you cut it in cross-section, you get this kind of planetary like cross-section of the earth where you've got the hot dog as the core and the pickle as the mantle and the panko crust breadcrumb as the crust. I mean, it's quite the visual. So let's go ahead and make this. So the first thing we need to do is have some pickles. Da, 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 da. Look at this jar of pickles. This jar of pickles is enormous. I've never purchased such a large jar of pickles before, but you want large pickles for this because we need to core it out after all. I'm going to try to get a nice girthy one because we need to hollow it out, right? So we want one that's thick. No, not quite wide enough. See, this is deceiving. The brine kind of magnifies them, so they're actually not as big as they look. Oh, that's a good one. And now we need to core them out. I'm using an apple core. So I'm just going to gently twist. And there is the core. Da, 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 da. There we have it, a hollowed out pickle. So imagine me yesterday, I was at the store and I was holding this apple core next to all of the hot dogs in the store to see which hot dog would accommodate the diameter of this core. Yes, I am that person. So if you ever see that person around, stop by, say hi. Say, Emmy, what's your next project? Then we're just gonna do this. It's like biology, right? Insert our hot dog right into the pickle. And I'm going to trim this so that it's not too long. Now I've got some really fat skewers. These are actually skewers for dipping caramel apples. See how fat they are? Carefully impale the hot dog. Boop, nice and straight. And then return that to the corn dog. This is a little bit of a loose fit and I'm concerned when I dip it, it might move on me. So I'm going to take a toothpick and secure it at the top here. And then I'll snip that part off. Just let your peeps know that there's a toothpick in there when you serve this to them. Alrighty, my lovelies, now we're going to prepare the batter. I've got 3 cups of all-purpose flour in this bowl, 2/3 of a cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons of kosher salt, and 3 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/3 of a cup of cornmeal. This, incidentally, is the same corn dog recipe that I used in my potato hot dog. If you haven't seen that, I'll put a link down in the description box. It is a delicious corn dog that is covered with crinkle cut French fries. It was inspired by some Korean street food videos I saw. Amazing. And this batter recipe is adapted from Chef Steps. So to 1.5 cups of milk, I'm going to add 3 eggs. Bloop. We're going to mix that up. We're going to incorporate this into this. Next, I'm going to transfer some of this batter into this glass, and that will make dipping a lot easier. So we have our dried pickle dog. Boom. Get that bottom coated, right? We want that dog and the pickle to be completely disguised. Lift it out slowly. Roll it into our panko. We're going to place our dog right in there. And we're just going to fry this up until it's golden. I'm choosing to fry this at a lower temperature, about 360 degrees, because this is a very thick corn dog and we want to make sure that it's heated all the way through without burning the outside. Recently, I've been using a probe thermometer to tell me the temperature of my fat when I'm deep frying, and I love it. It's so great. I don't have to guess. I don't have to constantly be looking at the thermometer. It tells me when it's up to temp. So good. I think this corn dog is just about done. Look at that. Now I'm going to drain it onto a rack that's lined with some paper towel. And look at my pickled corn dog. Isn't it beautiful? Look! It's enormous, but that shouldn't be surprising because this is not an ordinary hot dog. It also contains a whole pickle as well. Get a healthy dollop of peanut butter. Alrighty, here we go. Itadakimasu. Peanut butter, in my experience, whenever I've had it in places that are a bit unexpected, it's always been delicious. There's something about that nutty, toasted richness that just pairs with both sweet and savory things seamlessly. It's delicious and really enhances things as well. In that bite, I got a little bit of the juicy, salty, smoky, garlicky hot dog, and then I get the crisp, crunchy exterior, batter, delicious, but I didn't get any pickle, so let's do that again. Got it. Pretty good. It's very interesting. You've got that briny, dilly, crunchy pickle in there, but it pairs really nicely with the peanut butter because the peanut butter is creamy and rich and goes really well with the tanginess of the brine of the pickle. Even that dilliness. There's a lot of pickle in there. Of course, this is coming from a person that is not a huge dill pickle fan. But what I do appreciate is that the pickle is crunchy and juicy while the exterior remains light and crunchy. That contrast between textures is really quite nice. And the peanut butter is not offensive, which I thought it might be. It actually kind of ties those two kind of contrasting textures together. I think another thing that really ties everything together is the sweetness of the batter. There's 2/3 of a cup of sugar in there. So you've got the sweet, crunchy batter exterior. You've got the sour, tangy, crunchy pickle. And then you've got the salty, smoky hot dog in the middle. And all together, you've got this kind of flavor bomb textural experience going on. And it actually works. If you're a dill pickle fan and love corn dogs, then this is for you. So I almost forgot to mention the price tag. You can purchase this at Downtown Disney and get 1 pickle hot dog with a small bag of chips and peanut butter for $13. But now you can take that $13 and make this for your entire family. Alrighty, my lovelies, thanks so much for joining me, and big thanks to Crowd Cow for sponsoring this video. If you'd like to try Crowd Cow for yourself, click the link down below to receive $15 off your first order. If you become a member, you receive an additional 5% off your entire order, and if you click my link below, the membership is free. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media. Check out my website for this printable recipe. And yeah, like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo. Take care. Bye. What is it about hair that absorbs every single like scent? Now I smell like a cloud of corn dog.
Something to think about.